Good evening, everyone. This is a meeting of the Freetown Library Trustees for September 17th. We're running a couple of minutes late. We have some technical difficulties, but let me start the meeting by reading Governor Baker's March 12th, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, which is Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 18, and the Governor's March 15, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that can gather in one place. This meeting of the Freetown Board of Library Trustees will be conducted by remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public can be found on the Town of Freetown website, freetownmass.gov. In this meeting, members of the public who wish to view this meeting will be able to view the meeting through a posted YouTube video after the meeting, probably sometime tomorrow or the day after. There's no in-person attendance of members of the public at this meeting. And every effort will be made to get this meeting on YouTube as soon as possible. That's the gist of the governor's waiver for the open meeting law. With that, I'd like to call the meeting to order, and we'll ask the secretary to call the roll.
I'll start off. Beverly Slater.
Paul Slater.
Linda Fournier.
Nicole DeVignan.
Okay, is who, for the record, who's absent of this?
Irene Ashley. Lucille. Rosa. And Chris Tiger.
Okay.
You gonna get it for him?
We do have a quorum with three trustees. All right. The first thing on the agenda tonight. Can everybody hear me?
I'm having a hard time.
Nicole, can you hear me? All right.
I'm having a hard time hearing you.
It's muffled, but I can hear.
It's muffled.
AAA. My husband's gonna go get me a battery.
Is it better now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Hopefully that takes care of it. All right. The first thing on the agenda is we turn this section over to Nicole. Well, in a second we'll turn it over. Nicole, has anybody had a chance to review the bills and so forth that Nicole sent in her report?
Yes.
All right. Is there any issues at all?
No.
Okay. We have minutes of a prior meeting that we have to approve.
Somebody's joining, I think. No?
My phone's ringing.
Oh.
I don't know if you can, if that's a,
Hold on, somebody on the phone is joining us. I don't know who it is. It's Galaxy 5. Yeah.
oh,
Lucille.
Who is that? Hi, Lucille. Glad you're here.
Oh, I can hear you now.
Can you hear us, Lucille?
She's still connecting.
Can you hear us?
I think that's Lucille calling in. Hi, Lucille.
No, it's gone. Yeah. Audio.
Lucille, can you hear us?
Can you hear us, Lucille?
Doesn't have the audio on.
Turn your audio on, Lucille.
That was your camera.
That's Teddy bear. That's the dog. This is what you call technical difficulty.
We're at practice.
And look at Nicole.
I brought-
She just brings one drink to the party.
I brought one too.
Cheers.
After this, I'm gonna need a beer. Lucille, are you there?
I should text her and tell her.
All right.
All right.
Take a minute break.
Lucille, comma, we can see your keyboard, period.
Oh, can you hear us?
Now I can. I gotta put my camera back facing me instead of my stupid keyboard. If I can figure out how to do that, it was heading in the right direction before.
Well, you got your camera off right now.
You can't, yeah, the camera's off.
Get your camera off.
Huh?
You can always, you could leave it off. You don't have to have your face if it doesn't want to work.
Have
You
your
mean
camera off.
Well, I can't see anybody right now. Video is stopped, it says. I don't know why.
Oh,
You muted yourself. The video and the mute are right next to each other, the buttons.
Well, now you got your audio on,
Uh-huh.
but we don't have your video. That's okay.
Huh? Can you hear me?
We can
Yes.
hear you, yes.
Okay, good. I can hear you too. So
All right.
why don't we go like this?
Okay, that's fine. All right, so we started the meeting and we're gonna go over, review the payroll and review the bills. Everybody have an opportunity to look at the sheet that Nicole sent out earlier.
Yes.
Is there any issues with either one, payroll or the bills?
No.
Okay. All right, so if there's no questions, then we can,
Motion to approve the minutes and,
we don't need a motion to approve.
oh, for the minutes? No, okay. Then motion,
Right, now we're gonna move to the minutes. The minutes that were sent out. Everybody have an opportunity to read the minutes?
yes.
Any issues with the minutes?
No.
No issues with the minutes, so now we should take the motion.
Okay, motion to approve the minutes
Second?
Okay,
from
motion,
July 22nd. I don't know if you need to know that.
yes, motion made and seconded to approve the minutes of Wednesday, July 22nd, 2020. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Now we need to do a roll call.
Paul, are you in agreement
Yes.
with the motion?
Yes.
I'm in agreement with the motion. Linda, are you in agreement with the motion?
Yes, I am.
And Lucille, are you in agreement with the motion?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So that motion passed. Next, we're going to turn this over to Nicole, the library director, to give us her report and other concerns that she may have. So take it away, Nicole.
So things have been pretty steady. Most of the mornings are packed. Last Saturday, every appointment was filled. So it seems like people are kind of catching on to how things are working, and for the most part, there's not any pushback. Obviously, there's a few patrons that are upset still that they can't pick up their books in a Sonnet. So some of them are just going to wait it out. They're not interested in driving across to here, or they're unable to drive across to here. Things are just kind of slow. A lot of people in sales are thinking about pushing the quarantine period up to 7 days. So Brittany and I have talked about it a little bit. We're not sure if we can have the space to do it. We might go up to like 4 or 5 days, just to cover our bases, and that will kind of slow things down a little bit for holds and everything. So
Is there any rationale why they're increasing the quarantine time?
So there's a study called the Realm study that came out, and so the most recent like part of the study said that it's still able to be found after 5 or 6 days. So they said to be on the safe side to push it up to 7. Just because there's still traces doesn't mean that it's still transmittable from that. So that's why some libraries, like other libraries that are small like us, like Rochester, are still staying with 3 to 4 days, just because we don't have space to keep 20 bins stacked up for a week. And we're still, we make sure to hand sanitize continuously. So I'm not too worried about it, and neither is Brittany right now. So I think for now we're going to stay with 3 to 4 days, and then see what the next part of the study says. And then obviously the only other concern is as the weather starts to get not so nice, if we're going to be able to have to change kind of how people pick up their books, because eventually we're not going to be able to have the table outside once it gets to be, wet and snow. So something to think about for the next meeting at least. And then the only other thing is our desk chair broke, so I had to order a new one. So that'll be on the bill for next month.
Okay,
I just have Nicole, you've got
Yep.
enough of on the hand sanitizer and you're all set with supplies for that.
Yep. For cleaning supplies, we're good. And then like some of the other supplies I'll probably get from Jeff next week. Like we need more tissues and paper towels, but I can just get that from Jeff whenever. So he's pretty good about it.
Nicole, how's the cleaning?
So Jeff promised that the guy is supposed to come next Wednesday. And then after that, the replacement maintenance person is supposed to start, I believe, the last week of September. So yeah, either next week or the week after the new person's supposed to start. So I'm sure once they have that person in place, it won't be an issue. I think the problem was just with that outside company. They're not very reliable.
Okay, so you still look forward on the thing, because I know you're supposed to be about.
Yeah, so
How long has it been since our bathroom have been cleaned professionally?
yeah, so they haven't come in like 3 weeks, I think, to clean. So I did like a wipe down last week just to cover our bases for sanitation purposes, but no one's been coming. So, and I don't know if that's just because they're not showing up. I know oftentimes that they're like no shows from the company. So, but the like full-time maintenance person for the town is starting in I think 2 weeks, a week and a half. So hopefully after that, I'm not worried about it. But Jeff is aware, so he's going to make sure that he comes next week.
That noise in the background is my dehumidifier. If it's too noisy, I'll shut it off.
I wouldn't say it's too noisy. I would just say that your voice is still a little muffled. When Nicole talks, I gotta turn the volume down. When you talk, I gotta turn it up.
That's because I'm such a gentle person.
Yeah.
I just talk loud.
Well, you're nice and clear. His is all low. And my ears are not that good.
Okay. You mentioned you have some people in the comment that have complained. How many are you talking
Not like a ton. I mean, there's some that we just like haven't heard from, so
Oh.
I'm assuming they just don't want to come. And then there's been maybe like 4 or 5 people that have specifically said that they're not going to come over here. And like I said, some of them just don't feel comfortable driving. Some of them can't drive, can't get over here. So
Maybe this is a good time that you had asked, he had asked, put on the agenda, home delivery.
yeah, so that's like
Go
kind
into
of,
that now. Tell us-
I can talk. Sorry, I just can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking that maybe you should go into that now. I mean,
Yeah, if that's, so for home, we used to do in Marion, and the way that it worked there was we would work with the COA van drivers to deliver the books. So basically either one day a week or a certain time, depending on like how many people are interested, they would schedule a time to get their stuff dropped off to them. The COA driver would pick it up and drop it off at their house. Obviously in this case, it would have to be no contact drop off. But it's something to consider for maybe some of the either not just Assonet people, but even people that are homebound or unable to get out or for health reasons don't want to come out, as a way to kind of get them serve the population that we're not serving right now, specifically seniors. And that's why usually we partner with the COA. A lot of people do because they're also trying to serve those same people. So, and I don't know what the COA is up to currently. I don't know if they have drivers that would be willing to do that. It's just kind of like a starting conversation at this point.
well, have
But
you talked to the COA at all?
I haven't yet. No, I wanted to bring it up with you guys first.
I think they're pretty well short-handed right now because of Barbara's situation.
Yeah. And I didn't know what they're like, if they were even doing anything with the driving right now, because they don't want to like get in contacts or anything. So I'm not sure. I just know that like personally, we don't want to have to use our own vehicles to do it.
No, 'cause that was going to be my next question. Who's going to do it?
So yeah,
If you're driving your own vehicle, you're on the hook if something happens.
yeah.
You do not want
So yeah, and then the only other thing that had been mentioned was I think there is an extra town vehicle in general. I don't know what, how they are about sharing for that, but if the COA didn't want to be involved, if we would be able to borrow a town vehicle for like 2 hours one day a week or something. That way it's not, wear and tear on our cars or anything.
what's the trustees? What do you guys think?
I think it would be a good idea. I just don't know right now, with the COA. It's unfortunate. This is the time that we need it. But right now,
Yeah. And obviously too, it doesn't have to be something that gets put in place right away, but especially like I said, in the winter, as things start to get less nice outside, if we can, deliver to some of those patrons that maybe can't get out or can't get over this way, especially like I said, Assonet, especially right now, because it's a lot of them, it might be able to drop off to some of those people.
Would you be able to contact somebody there and find out? And then next
Yeah,
meeting, we can talk about it.
I was just kind of waiting because I know things are kind of, like you said, short-staffed at the COA right now, and I didn't want to, complicate anything. So I can at least, I don't know who, I know Barbara's not in right now, so I don't know who is technically in charge.
Rose is in charge, because I was there last week.
Sorry, what was it?
Rose Hadley,
Oh, yeah, I know her. Yep.
she's in charge right now.
Okay.
Because it could be something that you could present to her also down the road that maybe it could be tied in, well, but that's only once a month. I was thinking of when they did the brown bag, but that's only once a month. So that,
Yeah. And things like, you want to maybe be like, ideally it'd be like either once a week or every other week.
right.
But obviously, like if it had to be that, we could just extend the due dates based around that. But I'll at least touch base with her and see, even if now's not a good time, maybe next month, you know, we can kind of pursue it. Because I think, and then if they, you know, don't think that they don't have the manpower right now to do that, then maybe think about, you know, a different option after that. But I think that's the best way that I've seen it done is, you know, co-oping with the COA.
You know, give Rose a call. I know they're not there on Fridays.
Okay. I'll do it on Tuesday maybe.
All right, I'm gonna try to switch microphones.
Good idea.
Is this one any better?
Say something again.
Is this one any better?
Yes, a little better.
A little,
A little better? Good.
yeah.
You know, things are tough at the Sadie's household.
Well, all the other meetings we had, you sounded great. I don't know what happened to this
So
one.
what
You
happened
normally wear the headset,
is I
right?
usually wear a headset.
Oh,
But Beverly's here because her computer died just before the meeting. She called and said, "Hey, can I come over?" And of course, I had to say yes.
good thing you're family.
That's right. The thing is, she's my sister. I gotta stay on the good side. She makes good cookies. So anyway, all right. The other thing on our agenda is hotspot lending, Nicole. You're on the hook tonight. What does that mean?
So basically, again, I've used it in previous libraries, and it's basically a way for patrons to take internet home with them. So it's like a little device, and it basically gives you free Wi-Fi. So especially because like we're limited to like how much people can use the computer right now. It's something that I've been considering. So the price for numbers wise, it's about probably like $25 to $30 per hotspot. And then it's $120 per year for the data per device. So it's like $10 a month basically, and you get unlimited data. And most libraries do 1 week checkout. That's obviously something that we can discuss. But it's basically checked out just like any other item. It's just internet. So I don't know if that's something that you think that would be helpful. I know that there's certain areas of town that don't get great internet anyway. And then especially with kids having to do school from home, I know a lot of libraries are getting extra hotspots to kind of supplement for some of the students as well as other patrons.
So what is it? Like you buy each device?
So you buy the device and then you pay for the data like you would for your phone. You pay for data. And so for unlimited data, it's $120 a year per device. So it's basically $10 a month per device. So say we started with 2, it would be $20 a month, but you just pay it like for the whole year instead of like monthly.
And how much is the unit to buy?
The units are about like 25-ish, and that's like including shipping.
And they don't need to have a modem at their house.
Nope.
Where is it? How does it get the Wi-Fi? Like, what is it? Where?
The like device itself just gets the signal. So like it's just a little tiny, it's usually like about this big, and you like turn it on, and then in the booklet there'll be like a little password to log on, and then you can just use it, attach it to any device, a phone, log in to like, so it'd just be like having Wi-Fi, but it's just like a mobile, so you can take it with you wherever you go.
Boy, that's a lot cheaper than having Comcast or Verizon.
Well, we're lucky because I got a quote directly from T-Mobile, and it was a lot more expensive. So this is through like a company that gives deals to libraries specifically. Because otherwise it was like the other T-Mobile is like $30 a month per device. So $10 is a lot better.
Very reasonable.
Yeah, and like I said, I think a lot of people, you know, if we start with 2, I think, and even see how that goes.
Yeah.
If it's not successful, you can cancel the next year. You don't have to, there's no commitment after the 1 year.
Mhm.
So it's just something to think about. I would probably just, the money for it would probably just come out of the state aid. I would probably use that to purchase them, not necessarily the materials budget or anything.
Well, one of the goals that the public libraries fulfill is to help people who don't have internet access at home. And
Yeah.
even in today's world, there are
There's-
lots of people who can't afford it. And if we can do this to provide some of those people some of the time with some access, I think that would be great.
Yeah. And like I said, especially too, because the computer usage is so limited right now,
Yeah.
you know, I think it would be helpful for people to, and like some people use it just to supplement like their regular internet. So like if they have 3 kids at home, all trying to do school from home, you know, one of them can hop on the hotspot and that will kind of speed things up for them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways that I think it could be helpful.
Yeah.
Like I said, my plan was to start with 2 and see kind of what the level of need was, and obviously like getting the word out there. So it'll just be, the only other thing is it'll be a separate policy that I will have to draw up to kind of go over the rules. Obviously, if they lose it or anything like that, they'll have to pay. So we can kind of discuss what you think a fair like price to replace it is. And then also the other cool thing about it is if someone does never return it, you can turn it off remotely so that they can't just keep it forever, you know? So you can turn it off from like our end. So that way they'll usually, from what I've heard from other libraries, once you turn it off, they bring it back real quick. So
If you started using this method, this unit, I mean, do you think 2 would be sufficient, or would we have a big demand? Because you start getting up to the numbers, it's going to be significant.
yeah, that's the thing you're not sure about. I mean, obviously you'd have to kind of see what the demand was first. I think sometimes libraries do have waiting lists, but I think, like I said, limit it to 1 week, no renewals, and kind of just go from there. I think for the price, we could get more if we think that we need it. It's a really good price. And like I said, once you purchase the initial hotspot, it's only the $120 a year per device. So you're not paying that $30 unless you have to like replace something. And then obviously that if they damage it, then they'll be paying that replacement fee, which obviously like.
I think it's a good idea.
Okay, yeah, because I can call them and see about like, you know, what we have to do to go about purchasing them. So I can start doing that if you guys think it's a good idea.
I think it's a good idea.
I'd like to make a motion to authorize Nicole to purchase 2 of the hotspot
I second.
units.
The motion made, second, other discussion,
Second, I second.
2 of these hotspots, including subscription to each one for a year. Is that how it works for a year? Right?
Yep, you pay for the year. Yep.
That's the motion. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? No. Roll call.
All right. Lucia, are you in favor of the motion?
Yes, I am.
Linda, are you in favor of the motion?
Yes.
Paul, are you in favor of the motion?
Yes.
And I'm in favor of
Yay.
That, Nicole, huh?
Yeah, and I'll have the policy for you guys to approve for the next meeting.
Nicole, stepping back to the home, the living.
Yep.
I would, when I talk to, when we talk to them, I would see if they have that small vehicle available. If they have a small car, that if they'd be willing to use that for their person. If not, if they thought I was short-handed, ask if the library can do that. You know, can do
Yeah,
it.
because they have the
Then
it's a
that way you're covered. If you get into an accident, you're covered because you need to.
yeah, because they have the PT Cruiser too, I think,
That's what I'm
right?
talking about. I
Yeah.
don't think they use that.
No, I don't think they use it. So that's what that was my other like thought was, if they just don't have the staff that, you know, especially if we get our third person at some point, you know, they could help coordinate that stuff too. So
Oh, there we go.
For a minute, I thought we lost Bruce here, but she's back. All right. Yeah, has anybody, are you guys aware that Allie is leaving us?
Yes, I heard.
Okay, you heard that, Lucia?
No.
Allie is leaving
yeah,
Oh, no.
at the end of
Is
the
I
she
know.
getting another job somewhere?
get another job somewhere, and she's leaving us, I believe it's is it this week?
Wow.
Not this Friday, not tomorrow.
Next week.
Friday, the week from
Yeah.
Friday. And Derek, our health agent, he's gone.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that either. Oh, my.
Yeah, Derek's been gone for like a week and a half.
we can have 2 weeks.
Wow.
And Jackie's retiring, right?
Yeah, Jackie's back.
And David's leaving at the end of the year as well.
David is leaving the second week of December.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. It's a big
Yeah, it's gonna be
turnover.
busy time for hiring.
Wow.
So anyway, talking about the next thing on the agenda is Massachusetts Library Trustee Association membership, and I'll send that over to you, Lucia.
Yeah. I just wanted to explain what that's about. Every year we've been getting a board membership. So like all of the library trustees are covered by the board membership. And very reasonable. I think it's like $100 for the full board for 1 year.
Mhm.
And you're able, of course, to visit the website. They have monthly, well, they used to anyway, monthly board meetings that anybody is free to attend. And once a year, they have a annual meeting that in ordinary years would be held at a certain library, and you attend that, and there are speakers who are present to talk about different library issues. They usually try to have somebody from the Massachusetts Library Commissioners, Massachusetts Board of Library Commissioners there to speak. And they also usually provide lunch for us. This year, there won't be any, I don't believe, any meeting where you go to a physical place to meet. But I'll let everybody know what is going on. Usually takes place around the month of November. And any questions about that?
I think I went to that meeting 1 year, the first year.
Could be, yeah. I was on the board for a year or so. And if anybody has any questions about being a library trustee that you may not understand, you can always address it to the MLTA and they'll give you an answer. There is also, and I didn't know this until I got on the board at the MLTA. There is also at the Massachusetts Library Board of Commissioners an attorney that you can call if you have a library related question, and you can address the question to this library attorney who specializes in libraries and see if that person can give you any advice or an answer. So that's an added benefit, and it doesn't cost anything to do that. there used to be a mailed out paper newsletter every month, but I think that that has not been continued because I haven't gotten anything in a long time. Okay. Yeah, if you think of any questions later on, you can let me know.
Okay, but we continue to have membership in that organization, correct?
What?
We continue to be members of that organization.
Yes, Nicole, you renewed it, right? Or Dorothy
Yeah.
did before she left?
Yeah, so I'll renew it in January, I think. So I
Okay,
think
usually,
it's
yeah,
January,
usually,
it's January to December, I think.
yeah, it's a yearly January through December membership. And
So I
she
have
would
it
have,
on my to-do list to do for, I'll probably send it in like December or whatever. So.
uh-huh. And they look for all the library trustees' names, addresses, and contact information.
All right. So that we know that's going to be released, so we're all set with that.
Okay,
All right. Thank you, Lucia.
you're
All right.
welcome.
The next thing on the agenda before we talk about the next meeting. Sorry if I'm walking away from the microphone here, because Linda holds me to the fact that I need to talk louder. Discuss the vacant position that we have. We have that library technician position that's vacant. And I know we're in kind of a lull time with the library. We're running only one at the present time. And at some point, sure that Hathaway will reopen once they figure out what's going on with the virus. I don't want to hold up not filling that position. It's in our budget, and we don't want it to go a long period of time without filling that position, because you know what happens if you don't fill it. So what are the thoughts of the trustees on that?
Is there enough work if you were to hire another person?
That's key.
I think for 30 hours, it would be hard right now with not having any sort of service at a Sonnet. I think if we were able to do curbside there, then yes. But I think it would be hard to get 30 hours of work for that person at this time.
Curbside would be feasible down there.
Yeah, if it was curbside only there.
Yes, because then we don't have to be concerned with the bathroom issue, because
Yeah.
the employees can go over to the town hall, like they did in.
Yes. Which is, I'm often in a Sonnet doing work, so I often just go across the street. So I think if we could, even if we started with like 1 or 2 days of curbside there, I think that I would be able to get enough work for 30 hours for the third person, but it's limiting because obviously once we have 3 people in this building, I can only have 1 person from the public in the library at a time because we're limited.
This extra person would also give us the ability to do that home delivery stuff while this virus continues.
What was that?
Huh? Right?
I couldn't hear you.
You couldn't hear me. I said, having the third person, then you 1 or 3 people to do the delivery if they let us use the vehicle.
Yeah, which would probably be like, I would, that was like part of the plan. Like probably it would be doing, if they did the delivery there, and then also I'd probably try to have them work on like virtual programming for kids, or like take home stuff, like take home crafts for kids. Because, you don't have to have a lot of experience to do that. So
Their job description is limited.
What was that?
I said their job description is limited as what the expectations are of them as far as doing programs.
yeah, but it's, other duties as assigned, I feel like can be.
Right. And it all depends on the person too.
Yeah. Because I definitely, like, a lot of libraries have, done some sort of virtual story time.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, it's a lot of work to record the video, you know, get it uploaded. So I think if we could have somebody that would be comfortable doing that, that would be, you know, because right now there's not a lot of shelving, there's not a lot of helping patrons, there's not a lot of, you know, not a lot of library cards being made. So I think the tech's position would have to look a little bit different at this time, because a lot of like the daily tasks that there are not happening, you know. We're not getting the volume of things to shelf that we usually do.
What do you guys think? I mean,
Well, here's a question. Can you hire somebody like for less than 30 hours right now with the intent, you know, once it's pandemic, then we'll increase your hours? I don't know. Can you do that?
well,
Will the town or?
you could, but, I mean, I don't want to waste taxpayers' money. I mean, it's got to be a need. If we could expand what we're doing right now, curbside pickup down at the half of it, this home delivery thing, people that can't get out, technical stuff where you can do things for people out, you know, through the internet. I mean, that would be very beneficial, and that would, I think, would be a prudent use of the money that we spend on that technical position. I mean, it isn't a question of not having the money. We have it in our budget because this is an ongoing position. It's just that under the current situation, you know, we lost the technician, and we haven't had a quick need to replace it because we haven't replaced it for that quick. We haven't replaced the senior librarian. So this is the last position. I think we should think about posting the job vacancy, and as long as Nicole has a plan to utilize the hours, I mean, that's what I think. What do you think we should? You know what happens when you don't fill out positions? You've been around a long time. You see, what do you think?
Well, I think if Nicole doesn't see a need for another position right now, and I can fully understand that with people not being able to come into the library or not at least in great numbers, then I think we should just leave it the way it is for now. And when Nicole tells us the need has increased, then we can take action then.
Yeah, I think too, like I said, if I am able to start doing curbside at the other library, and then if the delivery sort of thing, I think we could get there soon. But I think that, you know, I don't know, it could be that in the winter we're much slower. If, you know, if things are, and the thing is too, like if we hire somebody now and then we have to go back to curbside only for, or close completely like we were if things resurface, then is that person gonna have to get laid off right again? Like, are we not? Because I, you know, that's one of my worries, is that we hire them, they work for a month, and then we're forced to close because, you know, we go back to phase whatever. So I don't know if it's possible. Like my thought was to hire them maybe at 15 hours, but I don't know what the, you know, the rules are about that. Because too, like eventually, you know, if I want to take, if me or Brittany need to take time off, or, you know, if someone gets sick, it would be nice to have a backup person, but I don't know that that's like enough of a need to justify hiring them at this time.
Well, my opinion is if you have the need for like 15 hours or whatever, can we do that? Ask the town, or is it something that we decide? It's not, you know, we don't want to lose the money because it's in the budget, but right now we don't, you know, we don't want to just hire somebody because we can. That's my opinion.
And it's not like it would be like, you know, the plan would be to go back to 30 hours once
Right.
the Hathaway could be open as normal. Because obviously we would need that a third person when the Hathaway, is open normal hours, but we don't know when that is going to be.
No.
So I don't know if do we wait another month, or I can at least. The only thing I know is because it's a union position. I don't know what the rules are for minimum. Like, do you have to work a specific amount of hours for that, or is the union not going to want to cut the hours for it? Guess I can ask Brittany.
I think that I don't think it's a union issue. The trustees call on the number of hours. The problem when you go below 20 hours.
No benefits.
There's no benefits. And a lot of people don't want to come aboard.
That's true.
That's the key. Right?
So
you're able to attract more confident individuals that once they know they're going to get some type of benefit.
So maybe waiting is
Maybe we
better.
should wait. Maybe
I think we should wait.
another month or two and see if the virus spikes again. Right? I mean, we should know. See, this is December. By November, the country should know if it's going to spike again.
Well, especially with the kids in school just starting, I think we'll see if numbers will spike from that. We'll know that in a few weeks.
Yeah, and if you've got Brittany, you've got someone it's not like you're running a one-man show. That may be really all you need right now.
The only problem is that if you guys become in contact with somebody that has COVID, you got to quarantine.
Yeah.
And then we may have to shut the library down if you both have to quarantine.
Yeah.
Right?
You know? There's no right answer.
Yeah. And obviously too, like when we have the new health agent, we don't know like if they'll be, be like definitely not open for curbside at the Hathaway either. I don't know.
Well, I don't think I don't think it's health agent specific. I think it's
Yeah. It's,
and the biggest problem with us down in Hathaway, there's no toilet facilities. There's no running water. That's the key. We'd be open the same way as we are in East Freetown if we had running water in toilet facilities.
Well, actually, the problem with the Hathaway, besides that, is the square footage. We wouldn't be allowed to have more than one person in there. So actually, that's the problem. But
yeah,
I think curbside is definitely a possibility there. No contact. I think that's something we should consider.
But when you start that, just think about right around Christmas time. When the snow's coming down, you could be throwing Christmas trees down.
I think we should wait then to hire someone.
Good idea.
Table it for a month.
We'll put it on. Let's put it on the agenda for next month and just talk about it. By that time, we should have some data as to how this virus is going. If it's spiking again, then we'll talk about it again. The only thing is, I think we should hold off. But the only thing is, remember, when you do make a decision, it takes time to bring someone on board.
Yeah.
But that's where anything. That's where anything is. That now there's no reason you can't do curbside at Hathaway now, right? There's no reason you can't do curbside at Hathaway right now.
No reason to or not to?
That you can't.
Is there any reason not to do curbside now at Hathaway?
I don't think that there's a reason not to. I think it would be easy to just put a table right at the end of the ramp and people would be able to pick the stuff up, It's just a matter of deciding if we want to go for it. Again, I think I would probably start with 1 day a week and then go up as the need, comes up, but.
Is that something that you want to go for now, or?
I mean, I would be happy to start that and I know many Sonnet residents would be happy to start as soon as possible. So Brittany and I have been wanting to, so as long as you guys think that's, we can do it, then
if you guys
I would be willing.
to manage it, I think it's a good idea.
Okay. I think
I
I'll
do
probably,
too.
I'd probably start with maybe Friday. Then, because the thing with choosing a Monday is like once there's a holiday, then obviously that would like skip.
Mhm.
So if we do a Friday, you know, there's not maybe one Friday holiday. So I think just picking up the same hours that it was open normally, 1 to 5, and then just starting with those curbside hours there. And then as we kind of see how things go. But I could start that maybe, let me just look at the calendar. Maybe the September 25th is next Friday. Or we could just wait till October. October 2nd is the Friday after that. Because we have to get the delivery restarted for there, and right now it's blocked off so people can't place holds there. So I'd have to like get like at least a week and a half to switch that over. So
So why don't you wait until October?
okay,
Good Friday, you know, that'll give you a couple of weeks.
yeah, October 2nd.
Everybody good with that?
Yes, I think that's a great idea.
I do too.
Awesome.
You
Yeah.
still won't have to drive all the way to East Freetown.
I haven't been taking too many books out myself. I have actually over 2,500 books in my house.
Oh my.
Oh, wow.
You could open a library there. You have a bathroom.
I could. My husband was a vast collector of books, amongst other things, and he left me with all of this stuff. So I sell it on Amazon, but it's kind of slow. Picked up a little bit during this pandemic, but
Home shopping.
well, people are shopping on the internet, and a lot of them are doing a lot more reading because they're not working or not going the places that they used to go.
All right.
And Nicole, how would you let people know about this?
I probably do kind of the same thing I did before: website, Facebook, and then I probably do a Freetown Flash. And then I'll probably try to, maybe I can tell everyone at the town meeting on October 3rd.
That's good. Is that a Saturday?
October 3rd, yeah, that's the Saturday
And have a
town meeting.
outside meeting. Huh?
Yeah, I think I forget what time.
Let's see.
I think it's in the afternoon. I don't know if you guys are going.
Usually it's in the morning. Isn't it?
It could be in the morning.
I haven't seen the one. All right. So, hey, when you guys want to start meeting again in person with Matt?
I'm game. I'm game anytime.
All right.
You're just gonna let me know. All the chairs are in a sonnet, so just let me know so I can bring them back.
Could bring your own chair?
Yeah, I had to remove them all because people can't like sit and hang out. So I only have 2 chairs right now.
Oh my.
Enough for all of us. Like, you know, is there enough room there to socially distance and hand sanitize or anything else?
I mean, as long as no one knows, we're be over our people allowance, but
No, it's after hours.
so I don't think it matters. But
I won't report it.
No, but you're telling everybody right now it's going to be on
Oh.
YouTube.
Sorry.
so I think as long as everyone's wearing their masks, I think it should be fine.
Yes, you have to wear a mask if you can't be 6 feet
Because we
apart.
can't be. I don't think there's enough room.
I'll wear a Halloween mask. This is
Yeah.
October.
You could see me.
Did you see what she just did?
No, do it again.
She said, you got your mask on.
Oh.
Mask. Oh, yeah. Anything else, you guys? You young ladies? Sorry. Fuck you guys, you young ladies.
No.
No.
No? Everybody's good?
Yeah.
Oh, you got anything else?
Not that I can think of. I'm very happy, so I was really,
Huh? What was that?
no, everything's good. Like I said, I hope, like, as long as we don't have to backtrack, I think we're in a good place right now, so.
Okay. Hopefully we don't have a spike or anything like that. Maybe we'll get out of this by the end of the year. Who knows? All right, let's see. Look at that. We did it in just over an hour.
We did start a little
We
late.
started late, so we're like, perfect.
We didn't start with
Technical difficulties.
All right. So anyway, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
All right, motion made and seconded to adjourn until next one. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
aye. Oh, do we have to say, our next meeting is October 22nd?
Yes, you just did.
Okay.
October 22nd is the next meeting.
Place to be determined.
Okay,
Place
thank you.
to be determined. You'll get on a surprise when we do the agenda. She has to take the roll call before you check out.
Okay, Paul, are you in agreement with the motion?
To adjourn?
Yes.
Yes, if nobody has anything good to eat, might as well.
Linda, are you in agreement with the motion?
Yes.
Lucia, are you in agreement with the motion?
Yes.
And I am in agreement with the motion.
Okay. Motion to adjourn.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good
Bye.
night.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.